All right. Should get things working. Looks like it. Nice, nice. All right.
Hey, Breezy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm setting up the arena and stuff right now. So the main
Gotcha.
thing we're going over today is like a couple of kinky rule combos, and then we're going to be talking about edge guarding and ledge trapping for the most part, the latter half. But I'll basically be going over combos and stuff like that that you and see what you know about combos. So the combo section may be long. I mean, it may be long. It may not be long. But we'll be going over combos and stuff like that for the most part today to start off, and then transition over to edge guarding and ledge trapping, which is actually probably one of the most important things about the King K rule. Period. Um,
Yeah.
so we'll be going over that. I'm gonna be sending you the arena info. There we go. I just sent it to you.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. After all this time, you did not get your multiverse announcement like you wanted.
Well, it's still happening in July. It's still happening this month. They just haven't said when.
Yeah, I can't wait because I want to put. I gotta get my hands on Tom and Jerry again.
Yeah, that game is so fun, dude. I cannot wait, bro. It's gonna be super fun. I'm hoping it gets announced for this week. That'd be really good.
I hope so too. I kind of hope there'll be a Switch version too.
hmm
I'm hoping.
They haven't said anything about Switch release, so I don't know. If there is a Switch release, I think it'll probably be later in time. I don't think it will be now, or when the game releases, the full game releases later this year. So yeah.
Rip. Let me switch to K roll.
Okay. So basically, what we're going to do for this first part, we're just going to be talking about we're going to be talking about a little bit of combos and just going over what you know. So, what are okay, let me rephrase this. With King K. Rule has a few combos that are like go-to combos that you can go for, but a lot of King K. Rule's playstyle revolves around obviously being able to combo off of Crown, and then the few combos you have that don't involve Crown. So that would include things like forward throw dash attack at lower percents. You can do that from like 0 all the way up to like I want to say 20, maybe 25% on heavyweights, where it's basically just a combo that's kind of like that. That's a
Yeah.
solid 31% right there that you can perform with forward throw dash attack. You can also do at lower percents. You can do a falling forward
Hold on.
air and then sorry, yeah, you can do that into jab as well. I don't usually like jab because
Only on heavies.
yeah, on heavies you can do forward throw in the jab. I usually don't do forward throw in the jab because forward throw dash attack is always more damage. And forward throw dash attack is also great because it can easily lead your opponent off stage and then set up a ledge trap or edge guard for you.
Yeah.
You can also do a falling forward air into dash attack as well, which is a little bit harder to do on lightweight characters because around 45 to 50 they can probably DI out of it or air dodge out of it. But you can do that, which is like a falling like hold on, it's like a oh, well, you went off stage. But yeah, it's like a falling forward air into dash attack. You can probably perform it right here. Like that, yeah. And it's very hard to tech as well, at lower percents. You also know that basically a lot of King K. Rule's aerials lead into dash attack. You can also do Nair into dash attack as well. The one I like the most is actually just a Nair and then into up tilt at lower percents. You're not a percentage to do it, but you could do a Nair into an up tilt.
Yeah.
Those are a few combos that you can do. Nair into up tilt's very reliable because the Nair, obviously, if belly armor, you can just go right through a move. And then the up tilt is like frame 5 or frame 6 up tilt. So you can like just throw that out really easily. And at higher percents, you won't, at higher percents, basically, when you go for Nair, that's when you can start setting up things like tech chases, right? So
Right.
at higher percents, if like, for example, if I Nair you here, right, that launches you away. And if you were more in towards the stage, I could set up a tech chase scenario on you. So, like, for example, here, if I Nair, I can set up a dash attack like that to follow up. If I could even tech chase with a cannonball, so I could shoot a cannonball and tech chase against you. I can crown and tech chase against you. And what's even better is, I'm not sure, do you know how to crown slide? Yeah, like that. Okay, so you can crown slide. You can, yeah, or you can reverse it like that just as well. So you can crown slide off a tech chase, which is actually one of the best opportunities to crown slide because you can't really be punished. And you can do things like crown slide into up smash, which I really love doing. You can do crown slide into up smash. You can do crown slide into up tilt, forward tilt, down smash. You can even do down smash. Basically, whatever you want off of a crown slide tech chase scenario, and you can get some really good combos off of that. Some people will even do crown bouncing, where they'll throw a crown and then they'll bounce like that, and then they'll set up for a down air or a nair off of a tech chase. So you can do stuff like that. But I would say crown bouncing is not as useful in situations where you want to tech chase, but is more so useful in situations where you want to approach while in the air, and you're like against an opponent who may have like a small shield, or they have very little defensive out of shield options. That is where you would want to use something like crown bounce.
Right.
By the way, if you have any questions, as always, let me know if you have any questions.
Sure. But like, as far as everything you said, telling me, I'm pretty sure I know that stuff to a degree.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I figured so. You would know most of King K. Rule's combos. I just wanted to go over with some of this just in case you may or may not know. But I'm trying to think of what other combos and stuff you may not know. Okay. This is kind of like not necessarily combos, but I want to go over tech. Do you know how to crown squat? I'm pretty sure you know how to do that, right?
I'll be honest, no.
Okay, that's fine. So that's when you throw your crown, right? And then you use the jump animation like that to cancel your crown pickup animation.
Oh, yeah.
They call it crown squatting because like when you throw the crown, so just jump like that. Oh, it takes a little bit of practice. There's two different types of crown squats. Let me show you. There's one where if you throw the crown and then you jump like that, you see that little green flash? That's a
Yeah.
frame perfect. That's a frame perfect crown squat. When you see the little green flash, without the green flash, is not a frame perfect crown squat. Um,
Cool.
this is very important to know because there'll be situations where you may want to empty hop or what they call what is it? What else do they call it? Tomahawk, where
All right.
basically
So far.
instead of throwing out an aerial, you just jump to bait out an option, like I don't know, grab from your opponent, right? Let's say your opponent's in shield, you throw crown, you get close to them, you jump, and then they grab, you then land with an aerial. I don't know, land with down air, up smash, right? Stuff like that.
Right.
Um, so that's the thing you can do off of crown squatting, and crown squatting has a lot of I guess utility in that type of manner. It's also important to know in situations where you may just throw out crown, like let's say you throw out crown, you jab, and then you can like crown squat or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to jump over like a Falco laser or something. I don't know, or wolf laser. You can crown squat and jump over it, right? Instead of
Right.
locking yourself into the crown pickup animation. Um, that's something that you're gonna need to practice crown squatting because like you want to be able to get to the point where uh you can do it consistently. Um and also obviously you don't need to crown squat because you can also attack and get rid of the pickup animation. So whenever
Yeah.
you throw out crown and you're throwing out an attack, you can always get rid of the pickup animation, but crown squatting is also something that's worth noting as well. Um and it doesn't have to be a normal jump. It could be like a pivot jump. It could be a roar. You can crown squat off of all that type of stuff. Um, so that's pretty neat stuff. But always keep in mind the if you ever need to get rid of pickup animation, you either need to attack or perform some sort of option. It can be an air dodge. It can be a directional air dodge. It can be shield. So like for example, if I throw a crown and I'm in shield, the crown just comes right back to my head.
Right.
Stuff like that. So that's stuff that will help you maximize your combo game by shaving off those few little frames of pickup animation. Um, and that's pretty much it in terms of combo game with King K. Rool. In terms of like, okay, so I had coached a one. Actually, no, you have two stocks, so we're good. I'll explain it. So in terms of down throw, how do you normally use down throw with King K. Rool?
Uh,
Like,
it
I'm not saying
actually,
like down throw in general. I mean, like, how do you personally use down throw?
personally, I typically use down throw at like either kind of mid to high percents, but more like I kind of like to test it around mid, nearing like around like 50 to like 80 or so.
Okay.
Like a first start off just to see how my opponent reacts, see how fast they like to mash, or if they do, and I'll just keep that in mind. And then when I go for a high percents, then it's one of two things of how I react with it. It's either online, I like to first look at like the dirt, obviously, that's coming from the ground, and like to use that as an indication of whether I should like go for the up smash and go for the kill,
Yeah.
or I just want to play it safe. And I'm close to that ledge, I could just do an easier up tilt, so I don't have to risk like missing an up smash. Or if I'm even fast enough to even do that, if I check their match rate, if they're really really fast, then it's more like a guarantee. I'd rather just go for up tilt. But
Okay.
like if it's offline, then I transition from looking at the dirt to rather hearing my opponent mashing or not.
Yes. Okay, those are all very good techniques. And the what about your opponent in offline? I was going to mention to you. I do that all the time. In online or offline events, what I would do is like if I went for down throw, obviously you could either hear your opponent mashing, or like I usually do is I just look. I use like peripheral vision, basically, like the corner of my eye, to like look at their controller, and then or if I see like their arms just moving all crazy, or whatever, that means I know they're gonna mash out hard, and I can look for an up smash, right? Or an
Yep.
up air or something, right?
Right.
You'll know they'll pop out pretty fast, but there are situations also where you may want to go for down throw just to check and see how fast your opponent can mash, right?
Yep.
Where you can go for down throw and you may want to charge your up smash a little bit, but even if you miss it, if you have a stock lead, that can be a good thing for you to kind of like take a mental note of like how fast your opponent normally mashes around that set percent, right? Um,
Right.
Also with down throw at now down throw, of course, what a lot of people usually do is that like at lower percents you usually go for things like forward throw, but there's like I would say what I call like a sweet spots percentage, or I guess more of a sour spot percentage. which is like around like 30 to like 50. Where if you do get a down throw in that situation, your opponent can usually mash out. But there are a couple of neat things you can do off of it. For example, you'll see people do crazy things like jab resets off of down throw, where they'll get they'll go for like, I don't know, down throw, jab, and then they'll re-grab. That's some neat stuff you can do as well. One of my favorite mix-ups that I actually do at around 50%. If they expect up smash and they don't mash, right? What I usually do is go for down throw into down tilt. That can set you up some bury storage, and in around 30 to 50%. Actually, this is probably the sweet percent for right here. So if I down throw, down tilt, right? I can play off that and go for a dash attack, or I could use that bury storage to then fake them out. So like for example, right? If you're at 62, so I would probably normally just down throw up smash immediately at this percentage. But let's say you went for like down throw, down tilt, right? So you could do like down throw, down tilt, right? You could then use that down tilt as an opportunity to set up for an up smash. Because after the down tilt, your opponent's going to be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm still stuck in bury. I need to mash out immediately. That's where you can set up for an up smash. Or you can set up for some other punish. Maybe it'd be a dash attack. Maybe it'd be forward tilt. But up smash is usually the best one off of down tilt mix-ups. Also, down tilt towards the ledge also has some nasty stuff with it. You have any questions about that?
I know. I have a question.
Yeah.
With the whole down, like the bury down tilt up smash, are you sure is that really a thing? Because
yes.
Wouldn't they be propped into an angle to where it'd be low enough to where they might barely not get hit by it? Wouldn't it just be like better to like use like down smash or F smash from that angle?
You could down smash at a higher percentage. You could do that. You could do, let's see, for example, if I down throw, down tilt here. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm thinking of, I got up smash confused with F smash.
Yeah, that's how I got confused.
I had that confused. I'm sorry. I said the wrong move. So yes, F smash would be something you could do as a mix up, right? What I traditionally do, like for example, I usually do down throw, down tilt towards the ledge. So if I grab someone here at around 87%, right? If I down throw, down tilt, right? This also sends you at a position where you get launched off stage. You can use this to manipulate edge guards with this. So you can either set up for a cannonball, or what I normally do is I down throw, right? I down tilt, and then I normally just go off stage and look for a down air. I mess it up at that point, but you get what I mean, right?
Down air or fair, you know.
Yeah, you could down air, you could fair, you could neutral air. There's a lot of stuff you can do. And I traditionally do the down throw, down tilt at some sort of like middle ground percentage where it's like, okay, you could go for up smash, but it won't kill. But if I go for down throw, down tilt, I could potentially get a good edge guard and then kill my opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a risk reward type thing. So it's like it's a mix up that you can keep in your back pocket, and most people won't know what to do off of that scenario because it's a very rare down throw option. Most people will probably just fall off stage, and then you could probably set up for a down air, or they'll try to like instinctively try to air dodge back to the stage, in which you can get a big read there.
Yep.
So that's a couple things you could do off of that. What I usually, you can also do the forward tilt as well, as I mentioned, and even dash attack is another option as well. If you do it like on stage, so for example, you're at 112%, but if you were at like a lower percent, you could do down throw, down tilt, and then when they get launched over here, right? Oh, I can probably just show you if you want. I can give you some percentage. Let me just charge a down smash or something. Okay, 31. Okay, so you can probably do it around here. So if you came closer to here, it's like the center of the stage. If I down throw, down tilt, I can immediately follow up with a dash attack like that. And at a 63%, so come to the middle, I can show you again. Yeah. So if I down throw, down tilt, right? I could then dash it. Oh, I screwed it up there. I'm supposed to do it later. But yeah, they will get launched further away from you, and you can then set up for a dash attack there as well. And going for a down throw, down tilt dash attack will be more percentage than you just landing an up smash. Which is also pretty neat. It's something you can manipulate. So yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff you can do off of that. I'm trying to remember. There was this one Twitter clip combo that I saw that looked kind of fake. I'll try to see if I can find it. I probably can't. It was a long time ago. But someone did like down throw, down tilt. And then after the person got out of the down tilt from the bury animation, they did a footstool. And the footstool put them into a tech chase scenario. And then they went for down air into up smash, which was like really neat. But yeah, that's another thing that's pretty advanced. I would never try that in tournament. But if you did
Yeah,
get it,
I wouldn't risk it. I would
yeah,
not
yeah,
risk
I would
it.
never try that in bracket, but I don't know. It may be something that you could lab yourself and then maybe get consistent with it. And see what things you can do with it. But I just want to let you know that because that is an option out there. As a coach, I want to make sure you know everything you can do with your character as possible. So now I want to talk about edge guarding and ledge trapping, which is the meat and potatoes of King K. Rool, because I think we've basically covered everything of this combo game. No, I don't think I switched the stage to regular Battlefield, did I? Oh well. Because I wanted to show you some stuff with platforms. We can do this. We can do small Battlefield. That works. Okay. So
Yeah.
here's a couple of things that you need to know about King K. Rool, right? We're gonna talk about Blunderbuss first, right? Last session I talked about how you can move through platforms with Blunderbuss. Keep this in mind because we're gonna talk about that a little bit more today. The big thing I want to talk about with Blunderbuss is that Blunderbuss is not. How do I say it? Blunderbuss' main utility as a ledge trapping option is mainly to force your opponent to do something, right? While Blunderbuss isn't the fastest projectile in the world, it's really meant for you to basically, like I said, force an option out of your opponent and then make a preemptive decision off of that, right? So, for example, you shoot Blunderbuss here at the ledge, right? And then your opponent has to either do one of two things. They either have to go high over the Blunderbuss or go low over the Blunderbuss. They can't grab the ledge directly because they'll get hit by it, right?
Right.
And so that's mainly like the big thing you want to do with Cannonball is limit the options that your opponent has to get back to the stage. What I traditionally do is that like if I shoot a Blunderbuss here, like if I know I'm playing against a character who wants to go for a low recovery. The best example I usually use is like Captain Falcon, for example, right? Who always wants to grab ledge. If I shoot a Blunderbuss here and then I drop a Nair, right? I can catch his low recovery with Nair, and my Cannonball can combo into the Nair. I'm pretty sure you probably already know about that one.
I see that, yeah.
But in that scenario, the Blunderbuss is not, like I said, the Blunderbuss is not necessarily shot to kill. There are situations where the Blunderbuss, you'll shoot it off stage and kill someone with it. And if it does, props to you, right? But its main purpose is to limit options from your opponent. So keep that mentality in mind in terms of ledge trapping, and how you utilize that. Now, when you're on a platform is when things get a little bit different. Because if I shoot a Blunderbuss up here, this is mainly used to limit high recoveries. So against characters like Snake, who else usually recovers high? I'm trying to think of. Sometimes Rob. Trying to think of other characters with high recoveries off the top of my head. Those are the only two I can think of, but there are others. I'm pretty sure you.
Zero Suit, like with down special at least.
Oh yeah. That's another one. Yeah, Zero Suit's another one. So characters like those three can recover high, and that is where you want to use Blunderbuss to deny that, because it then becomes awkward for those types of characters when they grab ledge because they're not usually used to grabbing ledge, right? This is where you could get this is where you can set up ledge traps and then get the meat and potatoes of King K. Rool's kill option game down. Because, for example, if I'm up on this platform and I shoot a cannonball here, I deny high recovery, right? Which means that I then force the Snake player or Zero Suit Samus player or whatever to grab ledge, right? They grab ledge here. This is when you've already put your opponent into an uncomfortable scenario. So keep that in mind mentality-wise, right? If you put them into an uncomfortable scenario here, this is where you can then get your ledge trap. So, for example, what I would traditionally do is if I'm on the platform, I can either shoot a cannonball here, drop through and suck back, right? And catch any of their options that they go for here. Most characters, like Zero Suit Samus and Snake, both of their ledge get up attacks are kicks, and at this distance here, right, I can safely stay away from their kick, the ledge get up attack, and then reel them in with a suck back. And then at that point, it just becomes a rinse and repeat if you shoot them off stage. You just have to figure out, okay, do I want to deny high recovery? Do I want to deny low recovery? What will they go for next? And that's where you kind of have to predict there. That will basically come down to matchup knowledge and then you figuring out what those players of those characters most traditionally do. Another option that I go for if I deny a high recovery, if I don't want to go for suckback because I don't want to use those extra frames, I usually just shoot a cannonball, drop and forward air. Forward air is usually like a pretty safe move for you to throw out if you drop through below that platform. Um, you'll even see people do wacky stuff like, for example, if your opponent's sitting on ledge for a while, you can also just down tilt, which is really nice because the Quake hitbox will hit your opponent on ledge, and you can even combo that into forward air. So, if I shoot the cannonball here, I can drop through, down tilt, and then forward air, and then I can get a kill with ease.
Yeah.
You could also do down tilt into raw. Oh, I can't do raw back air. Jeez. Down tilt into raw back air. I can't perform it because I'm trash. But, okay, there we go. Raw back air. The raw back air is very risky, as best works on characters who will air dodge in after the down tilt. So, like, for example, if they're at like a lower percentage, right, or they don't have too much hit stun, they might air dodge in, and that's where you can catch them with a back air, which is pretty neat. Or what you could do as well, if you down tilt and then you pivot, right? You can set up yourself off stage for them to go for a back air out here. Let's say they air dodge away from the ledge, right? And they try to go for that lower recovery. You already being backwards can set yourself up for a low back air like down there. You know what I mean? Not that far where you die, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get it.
So that's some pretty neat stuff you can do with that. Down tilt can be one option you can use to catch at ledge. And it can also hit people because of the Quake box. I'm pretty sure you already know that down tilt is also a 2-frame option. So like, let's say you get to a situation where, you cannonball, right? As soon as they grab ledge, you drop through the platform, you down tilt in 2-frame. That sets you up for the forward air. That sets you up for the raw back air, right?
Right.
So that's some neat stuff. Also, down tilt into forward tilt, I'm pretty sure if you angle it upwards, will also combo at lower percentages.
The thing I like to do with that, at least with down tilt, is like a down tilt and then bait like an air dodge towards stage and then like go for like pivot.
Oh yeah,
or
you could do
if
that.
they land on plat and then you could just like trap them if they like land on plat or something. That's nair or fair.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. That's definitely a thing you could do. You could definitely go for a pivot grab, like, I don't know, you pivot grab here, go for down throw. If it's at a neat enough percent, you can maybe up smash into that forward tilt. You name it, you can do it. But that's a couple of things, I guess, with like using platforms as well. Obviously, we talked about last time with suck back how you can shoot the suck back and you can move forward through the platform. And this different little stuff, like this different little spacing and manipulating your suck back is so useful because there'll be situations where, I don't know, you shoot cannonball and you suck back through here, your opponent will look at your positioning and think, oh, he's just going to drop straight downwards. But if you move backwards a little bit, that little bit of space can be the difference between you dodging a ledge attack and reeling in your opponent, getting a kill off suck back, and you not by just dropping straight down on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, that little bit of space can be the big difference maker. I quickly went on to talk about Crown, and then if you have any other questions, then after that, then we could probably just go into a little quick game and then maybe go over how you can implement some of this stuff into your playstyle.
Right.
But is any of the stuff I'm saying sounding confusing or anything like that? Just want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying.
Nah, I got 1-to-1 with everything you said.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. So with Crown, in terms of like ledge trapping and edge guarding, I traditionally actually don't really use Crown as a edge guarding, as a ledge trapping option, right? The reason why I don't use it as that is because sometimes Crown, at least for me, does more harm than good. Because if I throw Crown, right, for example, Crown has a knockback where if I throw it like, if I get like the first hitbox like that, it launches your opponent away from you, right? It's Crown as a ledge trapping option really only becomes beneficial if you can set up your Crown to get the returning hitbox. Because if you get the hitbox that launches your opponent away from you, okay, yeah, it could be theoretically good if you, I don't know, throw a Crown way out here, right, and it hits your opponent, and they die. All right, that could be useful, right? But 9 times out of 10. You're going to hit your opponent with a Crown, and they're not going to be at a high enough percentage for that first hitbox of Crown to be meaningful, because it's just going to launch them up into the air and allow for them to have more space to recover. And then you have to play catch up off of that. Where it is beneficial is obviously returning hitbox, which is the best part about Crown in most scenarios, right? The returning hitbox, when you throw it, right? What I usually do if I'm going to use crown as a ledge trapping option, I usually sit somewhere around this distance here, right? Because this is
Right.
like the sweet spot distance where if I throw crown at ledge, it will come back to me. And you can use that returning hitbox to combo off of with forward air.
Trash out for us in a little while.
I will.
Tie it up and put another bag in.
All right. Hey, sorry about that. What's up?
Yeah, so it's all good. So that's usually like the timing in which I would go for. I would throw crown and basically the returning hitbox I could use that to combo off of a forward air. I can combo off of a neutral air, forward tilt, you name it, right?
Right.
That's usually what I would use crown for ledge trapping. If I'm anywhere over here, this is probably a scenario where you should just be looking for, I don't know, forward tilts to catch your opponent, maybe even 2-frame with a downwards angled forward tilt or something like that. If I'm this close at ledge, I'm usually not looking for crown. But if I'm somewhere over here, like let's say, I don't know, I got in a situation where, I don't know, I went for down smash over here, I would launch my opponent way over here, right? And I need to get there. For me to get there, I might need to throw crown from this distance. That would be a perfect distance for me to rely off of the returning hitbox for me to then combo.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I would traditionally use crown as a ledge trapping option, and the things that you can do off of that. So yeah, that's basically all in terms of using crown for ledge trapping. Oh, there's also one other neat thing that I forgot to talk about with cannonball. I'm not sure if you know, but this is probably not reliable. But there are situations where you could use cannonball and shoot it off the stage, and the hitbox is still active. I'm not sure if you know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so you may have seen it in like Twitter clips or whatever, where against characters who people know are going to grab ledge, they shoot the cannonball at the stage, and then they use that to then set up an edge guard. Because what you could do is you can literally trap your opponent where you can shoot the cannonball, and they literally become a sandwich where they're caught between the cannonball and the suckvac. And it's like you either get hit by one or the other, and it's either you tech the cannonball, or if you're at a higher percent, you tech the cannonball. You can't tech it, but it's either they tech the cannonball or get hit by the cannonball and die, or they get caught by suckback and die.
Right.
So that's another neat thing you could do. That would work well against a character who always recovers low. So like maybe like I said, maybe like a Captain Falcon, King K. Rool Ditto. I'm trying to think of what else. Like a Mario, for example. Characters like that. Pyra. Pyra usually loves to just go for the straight up vertical recovery. So characters like that is where you could probably set up a ledge trap like that. That is very hard to do. I don't traditionally do it, but I know characters, other King K. Rool players like Skips are very good at being able to manipulate the cannonball like that off stage. So yeah, that's some pretty neat stuff that you can do. Any questions about that type of stuff?
Nah, I understand all that.
Okay, cool. So that's basically all I really have in terms of crown and cannonball, and then like edge guarding and ledge trapping with King K. Rool. Keep in mind, edge guarding and ledge trapping with this character is probably the most important thing about this character. Just hands down. You want to be able to almost always get yourself in situations where you can do that, because I honestly believe that King K. Rool, at least in my opinion, is a top 10, if not top 15, character in terms of edge guarding and ledge trapping. Like, this character's edge guard ledge trap game is pretty insane if you use it correctly.
Yeah, definitely.
Used to be a lot better where you could do the infinite suckback. I miss those days. I miss those days. So okay. I'm thinking we can probably go into a regular game now, and then you can play against me and kind of implement some of the stuff I taught you. Do you want me to play? What characters would you like me to play, or is there a stage you want to work on or anything like that?
I got a specific stage. I say Town City.
Town and City? Okay, we can do that. Is there any characters we would play? I can play like my secondary is actually Mega Man, so I mean if you want to play that, I can do that. Or
yeah,
whatever.
Definitely.
Okay, we can do Mega Man. Where's Town and City? Goodness. There's so many stages in this game now. I get lost on like where the actual stage is when I try to pick it. Town in City. Okay, it was introduced in Brawl. No, Smash 4, so it should be like somewhere on the bottom. Goodness, okay, I found it. So yeah, let me switch over to Muga Man, and we can do some neat stuff there. Now, here's what I would say in this matchup: your crown just deletes everything that Mega Man throws at you for the most part. Where it becomes dangerous is when you get caught in things like Leaf Shield. So look out for moves like that in this matchup. I wouldn't say this is the hardest matchup for King K. Rool in the world. It becomes difficult when Mega Man starts to control the pace of the game. But I definitely feel like this is winnable for you, especially with your skill level with King K. Rool. So let's see what you do.
All right.
Oh, if you landed that downer, that would have been so swag.
Like,
The footstool downer, that would be crazy. That was a really good blunderbuss right there. Oh, good combo. Forward air. That was a good mix-up.
nice.
Okay, so the big thing that I want to emphasize with this matchup, you played it, okay, you started to adjust to my playstyle towards the end of that last stock there, and you were doing it very well. What I really loved was how you used the crown and you just like deleted my metal blade. And you were at the perfect positioning where you could set up, I think you went for down throw there, but I think I mashed out of it or something like that. Which was great. The big thing in this matchup, which I think it's just maybe just matchup experience for you, you don't ever really want to stay towards the ledge against Mega Man, because Mega Man, there's a lot of ways that Mega Man can edge guard a King K. Rool. Number one is down air just goes straight through propeller. So, I mean, I didn't get it that set, but if I really wanted to, I could just down air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you already know that. So that's one thing that I would say is very troublesome in that matchup. Also, against Mega Man, try to hold the center of the stage. You don't necessarily want to camp near ledges or set up near ledges with your crown. You want to almost hold the center of the stage so that way you can kind of cut off the stage from Mega Man. it becomes a lot more difficult when Mega Man has to get in towards you when you hold the center of the stage. And plus, if you do get hit by anything, you have more of a chance of surviving from the center than you do at the ledge, right?
Right.
And those are a couple of things that you kind of want to implement, I guess, in this matchup. That's more of a matchup specific type thing. In terms of ledge trapping Mega Man, Mega Man is one of those characters who almost always wants to grab ledge. So you should be expecting a low recovery against Mega Man most of the time. Because there is that little bit of end lag after up B and then landing on stage. So most Mega Mans want to grab ledge. So you should be expecting a low recovery. And that also kind of goes back to what I said earlier. One thing that can help you out a lot is if I were you, just set up some sort of like maybe Google Doc or something, or like a mental note or whatever of like, okay, look at every character in the game and then where they most likely want to recover when being launched off stage. If you know that just simplifies your game plan for every matchup or anyone you need to play. So yeah. So yeah, in this matchup, you should be looking to deny low recoveries, and you think of the ways in which I talked about how we deny low recoveries, and then implement that.
Right.
Oh, okay, that was crazy. Good dash attack. See how I'm trying to hold the center here against you? Try to get that back.
Right.
You see how so you see how more difficult it is now. So once I get launched off, you should be then looking for your edge guard. That's a kill there. Good stuff. Oh, good read. Yeah, that won't kill there. If the platform was higher, maybe. That was like Battlefield or whatever, that would have killed.
Yeah, I would have. Do it.
Nice. Good down throw there. So, you saw how, like, when you started controlling the center of the stage, it became a little bit more difficult for me to, like, I guess, get in. Like, because, think about it. In this matchup, right? Regardless if we are both sitting on the others, are staying away from each other in a quote-unquote neutral game, like, this is why I tell everyone, like, for example, I have a lot of people that I coach, and they say, "Oh, it's very hard for me to get in. Like, I struggle against playing against Wolf or whatever, and like, I struggle like being able to like get in on this character." Keep in mind that regardless how much a character camps you, there will always be an opportunity in which that character has to get in, right? There are very few characters that, or actually, I don't think there are any characters that could, except for maybe maybe Samus, I guess, could be one of them, where they could potentially sit away from you the entire game and shoot a projectile that can kill you, reliably. That is very fast. There are very few characters that can do that, right? And the characters that can do that traditionally are very predictable if you understand how their pattern works. So there will be an opportunity, and I say all this to say basically, there will be an opportunity in which both of us have to get in on each other in order to kill the other person and take their stock, right?
Right.
In order for that to happen. It's how you capitalize on those moments that will help you. The another thing that I wanted to talk about as well was your edge guarding. You're a very good ledge trapper, don't get me wrong, but do not be afraid to go off stage and edge guard your opponent. There were plenty of scenarios where I was actually just waiting for you to do it. At one point, where waiting for you to just punish my low recovery, because every single time I got launched off stage, I just upbeat back to the ledge. I was thinking to myself, okay, is he gonna like run off stage and nair? Because like there was so many opportunities where you could have just taken the stock if you just literally walked off stage and just naired. Like before I even got to the ledge, you could have gotten several kills that way. And then once you start getting those kills off of nair, then you can start to play mind games off of that, because then your opponent has to think about how to get back to the stage. Try to always, like I said in the last session, in terms of like mentality and mindset, try to always add another layer of depth to your opponent's thought process. If they constantly have to think about what they're doing, and they can't rely on autopilot, in certain scenarios, it becomes increasingly more difficult for your opponent to then think how to beat you. So that's a little bit of mind game stuff right there. But yeah, try to implement opportunities and when to ledge trap and when to edge guard. And after this game, I'll go over that with you more in depth.
All right.
Oh, I forgot to stop the cannonball. Ah. Oh, good back air. Wow, that was great. Oh. Oh, you had my metal blade? I didn't even know that, bro. I was like, okay, what did I get hit by? Good. That was a really good suckback right there. Oh, I can't grab off. Okay. No.
Oh no!
No,
missing
no
foot.
way you just tried to do that on me.
No, that was a missing foot chest.
If you got me with that, I would have literally just quit. Oh man, that's too funny.
Owie.
Oh,
No.
I don't know why I should have up tilt there. It still would never killed you. Oh, I should have down aired.
You should have went for dare. You
Goodness, I should have
should
down
have.
aired. I should have down aired. What was I? That would have been actually
Oh,
a really cool
man.
clip. If I got that down there, that would
would've
have been tough.
That totally would have been.
Oh man, I should have down aired. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. So, great adjustment right there. So you see how when you started implementing edge guards there, let me switch over to King K. Rool so I can explain this concept to you. But you see how when you started implementing edge guards and mixing up edge guards and ledge traps, how it became a little bit more beneficial to your ledge trap game? Because there was a couple of times where you would go off stage, and I think you'd look for down air, which is totally fine. And there were a couple of opportunities where, for example, you caught my roll when I grabbed ledge, and you got the suck back. Now, I'm going to switch to King K. Rool and explain situations in which you should ledge trap, and situations in which you should edge guard, right? Because there
I'm gonna pick Battlefield.
You can pick Battlefield? Okay, let me switch to that. Yeah, that works. Because usually, okay. Let me go into the game mode so I can show you physically before I start explaining this. Usually, the best opportunities for you to edge guard is when your opponent has a long time for them to get back to the ledge, right? Those are usually the best times for you to edge guard. When they have like about a medium to small length of getting back to the stage, that is usually when you should ledge trap. But it also, of course, depends upon your positioning, right? Like, for example, the example I said earlier, right? Where if I down smash someone here and they get launched way over here, right? And they have to get back to the stage, it's going to take me forever usually to get all the way over to this ledge and then edge guard them. In most scenarios, right?
Right.
That is usually a situation with which you would ledge trap. But, for example, if your opponent's at, like, I don't know, 110 and I 4-tilt them here, right? And they get launched way off stage, right? That would be a situation where I would most likely want to edge guard. Depending upon, of course, the opponent's recovery style and some more stuff. That could be a situation where I would say, okay, they're far enough away where I have the time to set up an edge guard. I can get all the way over here, run, jump off stage, and then nair, okay? Or something like that. I don't know. Or forward air. That would be a situation where you would most likely want to edge guard. Ledge trapping is usually in situations where there's like a medium to small distance of your opponent getting back to the stage, and you're like, okay, I don't have the time to set up an edge guard. That is when you should then look for a ledge trap. That's like a general rule of thumb. I think I also sent you a video. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I did. I DM'd it to you, and you can check it out later again if you want to review it. I think it was in my... Which one was it? I think it was in my 4 cornerstones of Smash in terms of like edge guarding and ledge trapping, where I talked about like the different zones of recovery. Do you remember that? I'm not sure if you watched that video or not. Okay, so those different zones of recovery are like very important to know, because like those can help you determine, like, I guess, where your opponent's recovery is, and then how you want to ledge trap that. I think there's another video I made about ledge trapping and edge guarding that I need to send you as well, that talks about the different types of recovery, because every recovery falls into a certain category, right? You have recoveries that are like what they call controlled recoveries. Those are recoveries like, for instance, Rob, Peach, where they can up special and move left to right, or basically anywhere that they want to. Then you have like cast recoveries, which are recoveries that take a little bit of startup and then they go into a set direction, a fixed direction. Those are recoveries like Fox, Falco, who use like an up special or side B, that it takes a little bit of startup and they go in one direction, and you know exactly what that direction is, right? Those are what they call cast recoveries. And you have teleport recoveries, which are the hardest to ledge trap and edge guard, obviously, because you don't really know necessarily where they're going until they end up in that spot. Those are the hardest to ledge trap and edge guard. You know what those are? Zelda, I don't know, Mewtwo, stuff like that.
Teleport off.
They're all Palutilta. Stuff characters like that, right? those are your teleport recoveries. And I'll send you that video. I don't think I covered it in my 4 cornerstones of Smash, but I will send it to you in another video. It's about edge guarding and ledge trapping that talks about that. And it's pretty in-depth, and that will help you out a lot in terms of like knowing how to catch those different types of recoveries, and how to work around those. Against like cast recoveries like Fox and Falco, I would say those are the easiest to ledge trap and edge guard because you know what direction they're going in. So, for example, right? Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to switch over to Fox so that you exactly know what I'm talking about. And this can help. This will help you out a lot. Or actually, I'll go to Wolf actually instead because Wolf has the cast recovery.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you fight against a whole bunch of wolves at your locals or whatever, because everybody has a pocket wolf.
We have a fox, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, we got probably like a wolf, but I don't see it much.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. I'll go to Fox then. We'll go to Fox. We'll talk about that. Let's see, where is? Okay, here's Fox. All right. Fox is a pretty good way for me to explain this concept. But I'll send you the video as well. I highly suggest you watch that because that will help you learn every single type of recovery and then which zone they usually like to recover in. So let's talk about Fox, right? So, like I said, cast recoveries that have startup, right? So, for example,
right.
Fox is out here, he up Bs, and then he goes through a direction, right? You see how all that time it takes for him to charge up his up special?
Yeah.
These recoveries are very easy for you to edge guard because depending upon what position they have, they literally give you time to set up an edge guard or ledge trap those recoveries, right?
Right.
So for example, if Fox is way down here, you know he's going to sweet spot ledge, so you should be setting up for an edge guard, right? You should nair there, or you should down air there, right?
Yeah.
You know what direction he's going in. If Fox is way out here, right, he's most likely going to side B or up B to get back to the stage. He could do something like that. But in those types of scenarios, you know that, okay, if he side Bs and misses a ledge, you know he's going to recover low. So then you should be looking for that, right? But if he's out here, right, and he side Bs towards the ledge, you know he's going for that, right? Or if he's out here, right, let's say he mixes up, he goes for up B, right? That time in which it takes for him to charge the up special still gives you time to react. So, I say all this to say, as King K. Rool, if you ever play against a Fox and launch him off stage, there should be no apparent reason that you do not end his stock. Like I would say at least 9 times out of 10.
It's essentially free. You get It's like one of the freest down air 2 frames in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's essentially free, and I truly believe with your skill level with King K. Rool, you could probably get that stock every time.
Yep.
So those are like cast recoveries. Teleport recoveries, as I explained in the video, and you'll check it out probably later. But in the video, I talk about how teleport recoveries are basically recoveries that when you do teleport, most teleport recovery characters usually like to recover high. And I'll go over to Mewtwo to explain that. They usually like to recover high because if they're on a stage with platforms like Battlefield, they can literally teleport cancel off the platform, the teleport, ledge slip cancel, and then they can land on stage with ease. So they usually like to recover high, but if a teleport recovery character is low, you obviously know that they're going to recover to ledge.
Right.
And so that's one thing that like positioning of where your opponent is will help you out a ton. Sometimes you don't have to necessarily predict. Sometimes you don't have to necessarily meet the character off stage and edgeguard them. Sometimes the best way for you to edgeguard your opponent is just get to the spot that they're trying to get to.
Right.
Put yourself in your opponent's shoes. I guess that's the best way to say it. So like that's usually like the best way in order for you to edgeguard sometimes. But of course there will be opportunities where you'll get the 6 spike where you go literally way out there and get the back air and kill them. There will be times to do that, but generally I would say, especially with King K. Rool, the best way for you to edgeguard your opponent is sometimes just beating them to the spot of which they're trying to get to, especially since you have a 2-frame down air. So that's something you can do. Like for example, like Mewtwo, way out here, right? He can up B and go for a high recovery. Obviously, he has the free fall animation, right? But if he's way down here, he's probably going to up B and grab ledge, and I can't grab ledge because I suck with Mewtwo. But you get my point. In which what they want to do, right? I could up B here and get back to the stage like that. But in that sort of scenario, right? Even if I up B and that way I just recover how I went above the ledge, you could literally just sit here and just like go for down air and get a kill if you wanted to, right?
Yep.
You could still do that. Also, I just realized, why does Mewtwo's eyes look different on both sides? His eyes look different. Okay, never mind.
Whoa, okay.
I just realized that. I was like, that's so weird. His left eye looks different than his right eye. Slightly. But yeah, that's basically ledge trapping and edge guarding 1-on-1 with King K. Rool. We have like 5 minutes left in the session. Is there anything else you want me to talk about? Or we can just go into another game real quick.
It's like K. Rool tech with Blunderbuss count as a thing. That's the thing I can ask.
Yeah, you can ask. Yeah, ask me anything. Literally ask me anything.
Explain me. Have you heard about blunder bouncing?
No, I don't think I've heard of that tech. How does that work?
It's like it essentially reduces the I think it's the I don't know, it's something that Smithers showed me. He showed blunder bouncing just recent, like it was kind of recent, and I was kind of confused on how exactly it works. Cause whenever I try to do it, it doesn't look like there's a difference, but apparently there is.
Okay, so how do you normally perform the tech? I would ask.
I think it's like you have to like blunderbuss like a specific part, and then you have to fall down. And I kind of forgot exactly how you do it, but like he went into detail. I could just say in the video, honestly.
Yeah, send me the video on how that whole tech works. Is it basically you land on the platform and then you immediately fall through it? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. No.
Let me switch to K. Rool and I might be able to perform that for you. I might. It might be one of those tech that I do. I just don't know. I didn't know it was an actual thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for example, when we first started labbing crown squatting, not crown squatting, sorry, crown bouncing. We first started labbing that. That was something I started doing, like, as King K. Rool, like, way back in, like, 2018, 2019. I used to do it with King K. Rool, and, like, I never really realized that was, like, an actual tech with the character. And I just did it inherently. Like, I would do it in videos or whatever, and people would be like, yo, how do you perform that? I was just like, okay, I just thought this was a normal thing with King K. Rool, but evidently it's, like, a tech. And there's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. But, let me take a look at this real quick. Let's see, Battlefield. Okay, let's try this out. Oh, okay, let's see how this whole thing works. So I'm guessing it's something kind of like, is it like?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Where you shoot the initial cannonball and you kind of like bounce like, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. I've done that before. I just didn't know that was like, what's the benefit behind that? Is it frames or how does that necessarily work?
I think it's just better for positioning, maybe. I've looked into it like once before, couldn't do it, and I just like I'm not gonna waste my time. I don't think it's that useful. I have to do it.
Actually, I see the advantage now. I see the advantage now of doing this. Look at how fast King K. Rool's falling through the platform. I just performed it like 3 times in a row, like that. So like,
yeah.
look at that compared to doing this. You see how slow that is?
Yeah.
Now if I blunder bounce or whatever, that's really fast.
Yep.
So I guess the advantage is you shoot the cannonball high, but you get to fall almost immediately, right?
Yeah.
And you falling like almost immediately allows for you to have more time to recover to catch maybe a roll or anything low underneath the platform, right? So the advantage of this tech would be honing back to the scenario I talked about earlier with Zero Suit Samus, where she does like flip jump or whatever, right?
Yeah.
If you want to cover something high, like I don't know, maybe you go for the cannonball and it forces her to do a low recovery. You going low here could then help you catch. I don't know, maybe she rolls and then you could like I don't know forward tilt here, right? Or grab or something, stuff like that. But yeah, that would probably be the advantage of using that tech. But yeah, that's basically all I have for this session today, Breezy. I hope you learned a lot about King K. Rool and like how to be able to ledge trap and edge guard with this character. I'll be sending you that ledge trap edge guard video, so you can check that out and utilize some stuff from that. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next session.
All right, thanks, man.
Alrighty, cool. Alrighty, I'll see you next time.
All right, man. Later.
See ya.
Guess I'll be in streaming the video here. So bye, guys.